We have an exciting topic to dive into, the 2017 Washington quarter, and believe it or not, it could be worth up to a whopping $7 million. Let's dive into the fascinating story behind this coin and find out what makes it so special. You won't believe how one simple mistake can make a coin worth millions. The 2017 Washington quarter is part of a series commemorating the 225th anniversary of the U.S. Mint. But here's where things get really interesting. This quarter was the first to feature the P mint mark on a regular circulation coin, marking a historic moment, since the Philadelphia Mint has never put its P mark on quarters before. Typically, the P mint mark is used on pennies and nickels, but not quarters. Now, while most of these coins are worth their face value, just 25 cents, there's a very rare, specific version of this quarter that's causing a lot of buzz. Here's where the story gets wild. In 2017, a batch of these quarters was accidentally struck without the typical mint mark engraving. That's right, some of the 2017 Washington quarters were produced without the P mint mark at all, making them incredibly rare. Now, if you find one of these error coins, you could be holding something worth far more than 25 cents. In fact, these unmarked coins have been selling for tens of thousands of dollars at auction, and in some cases, even higher. The most famous sale of this error coin went for a staggering $7 million, which shocked even the most seasoned coin collectors. So, what makes this coin worth so much? It all comes down to rarity. Only a few of these 2017 Washington quarters were struck without the mint mark. And in the world of numismatics, error coins are highly prized. The scarcity, combined with the historic value of the P mint mark being used for the first time on quarters, makes these coins highly collectible. When collectors discover an error coin, it's like finding a hidden treasure. The more rare, the higher the price. This is why this error coin from 2017 is commanding such a premium. If you find one in excellent condition, especially if it's uncirculated, you could be looking at a truly substantial windfall. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these valuable quarters? Well, it's pretty simple. You'll need to check the mint mark carefully. Look closely at the reverse side of the coin, the side with Washington's portrait. If you see the P mint mark, that's the normal version. But if there's no mint mark, you could be holding an extremely rare error coin. Also, make sure the coin is in good condition. Coins that are scratched, worn, or damaged lose a lot of their value. Look for one that's in great shape, especially if it's still shiny from circulation. Finding a 2017 Washington quarter without a mint mark is a rare and exciting discovery. If you have one of these coins, make sure to get it appraised by a professional. You never know. It could be worth millions. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video and want more content on rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. If you have any questions or want to share your rare coin finds, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. We're diving into the fascinating story of a 2015 Washington quarter that's worth a jaw-dropping $5 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $5 million for a quarter. So, if you think you have some change lying around that might be worth a fortune, keep watching because this might just change the way you look at your coin collection. Now, you're probably wondering how a modern coin like the 2015 Washington quarter could fetch such an outrageous amount. Well, let's break it down. First things first, this isn't your typical 2015 quarter. This particular coin was struck with an incredibly rare error during production. It's known as a double die coin, meaning the coin was struck twice in the minting process, causing a double image of George Washington's portrait. This error made it stand out from all the other regular 2015 quarters out there. Take a look here at the difference. On the left, you have the normal 2015 quarter, just like the millions of others produced that year. But on the right, you've got that rare double die error coin, where you can clearly see the doubling on the letters and the portrait of Washington. Now, spotting this type of error can be tricky. The doubling isn't always obvious to the naked eye, but if you know what you're looking for, it's definitely there. The doubling typically shows up on the date and on Washington's cheek, which is where the minting process had a little hiccup. See the subtle extra outlines around the letters and Washington's image? That's the magic of the double die error. Now let's talk about how this coin went from a simple quarter to a $5 million treasure. When collectors discovered this error, the value skyrocketed. Coins like these are extremely rare, and in mint condition, they become highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. At auctions, rare error coins like this one often go for astronomical prices. The most famous example of a Washington quarter error coin was sold for over $5 million, making it the holy grail for collectors looking to get their hands on a piece of history. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you have a 2015 D Washington quarter lying around, it's definitely worth checking for that double die error. You never know. You could be holding onto a coin worth millions. Remember, rare coins are only valuable if they are in good condition, and this particular error is one that can be difficult to spot, so take your time and really examine your collection. And who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to discover a $5 million quarter. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more coin tips, and leave a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin yourself. We've got something mind-blowing to discuss: the 2006 P Washington quarter, valued at a whopping $6 million. That's right, you heard me correctly. A regular quarter from 2006 could be worth a staggering $6 million. But how is this possible? Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the basics. The 2006 P Washington quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. Normally, this coin would be worth just 25 cents, right? But this specific coin has something extraordinary about it that makes it incredibly rare and valuable. It all comes down to a very rare error that occurred during the minting process. Some of the 2006 P quarters were struck with an off-center design, and that's what makes them so special. In most cases, when a coin is struck off-center, it's considered a mistake and gets discarded. But in the world of numismatics, these errors are what collectors crave. These off-center coins are prized because they're unique. No two errors are the same, making them truly one of a kind. Transition to the coin being examined under a magnifying glass. Now, you might be asking, how in the world did this coin reach $6 million? Well, it was sold at a public auction, and with only a handful of these error coins known to exist, collectors went wild bidding for it. In a competitive bidding war, the coin was purchased by a high-profile collector who was willing to pay top dollar to add it to their collection. It sold for $6 million, setting a new record for a Washington quarter. Gestures to the quarter, with visuals showing it alongside other valuable coins. So why is this coin worth so much? It's because of the rarity of the error, the condition of the coin, and the demand from collectors who understand the historical significance. A typical 2006 P Washington quarter? Worth just 25 cents. But this off-center version? A true gem in the world of coin collecting. Coins with significant minting errors often fetch astronomical prices because they hold a unique place in numismatic history. If you happen to find one of these quarters in your pocket change, don't just toss it aside. So, how can you spot an off-center 2006 P Washington quarter? Look for the design of George Washington, the date, and the mint mark to be slightly misaligned. The error will be more obvious if part of the coin's design is missing or distorted. Remember, not every 2006 P quarter is worth millions, but knowing what to look for could potentially change your life. Always check your change. You never know when you might find something that's truly priceless. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories. We're diving into a coin that might just blow your mind. You may have heard of rare coins being worth big bucks, but today we're talking about one of the most surprising ones, the 2002 D Washington quarter. It might not look like much, but this coin has a price tag that will shock you. How much, you ask? Well, some are valued at a staggering $2 million. That's right, a quarter from 2002 with the D mint mark can be worth $2 million. So, why in the world is this coin so valuable? Let's break it down. Old footage of the US Mint, historical photos of George Washington, and quarter production. First, let's talk about the basics. The 2002 D Washington quarter is part of the standard series of quarters that were produced in the early 2000s. Nothing too special about the design. It features the iconic George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, as expected for quarters made from 1932 to today. But here's where it gets interesting. This particular coin has a major error. While most of these 2002 D Washington quarters are worth around 25 cents, some were struck with a rare and, quite frankly, crazy minting error. During the production process, a batch of 2002 D quarters was struck with a rare, double die obverse, meaning the die that struck the design onto the coin was misaligned. This caused the image of George Washington to appear double-printed. And let me tell you, that little misstep has created one of the most sought-after error coins in history. According to experts, only a handful of these double-die error coins were ever produced, making them incredibly rare. They've been sold at auctions for mind-blowing prices, some reaching up to $2 million, depending on the condition and rarity of the error. So what makes this coin worth so much? Well, rarity is king in the world of numismatics. And with only a few of these double-die 2002 D quarters out there, it's no surprise that collectors are willing to shell out millions for the chance to own one. Now, if you're thinking, hey, I've got a 2002 D quarter in my pocket, how can I tell if it's worth millions? Here's how you can check for the double-die error. Look closely at the obverse of the coin, particularly around George Washington's face. If you spot any doubling or a blurry, doubled image, you may have a gem on your hands. Isn't it wild to think that something as simple as a quarter can hold so much value? If you happen to have a 2002 D Washington quarter, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Who knows? You could be sitting on a gold mine. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed learning about this rare coin, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing coin stories. And if you have any rare finds in your collection, drop a comment below. We're about to talk about one of the rarest and most mind-blowing finds in U.S. coin history, the 2000 Washington quarter that's worth a jaw-dropping $2 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2 million. Stick around, because you're about to learn how this small piece of history could change your life forever. Let's dive in. So, how could a regular 2000 Washington quarter possibly be worth $2 million? Well, the story behind this coin is both fascinating and incredibly rare. This specific quarter isn't just any run-of-the-mill coin from 2000. It's a mistake, a rare error coin that turned heads in the numismatic world. But before we get into the details, let's take a quick look at what the 2000 Washington quarter is supposed to be. Typically, the 2000 Washington quarter is a standard coin produced by the Philadelphia Mint. It's got George Washington's profile on the front, with the familiar eagle and the words E pluribus unum on the back. Nothing too unusual, right? But here's where things get interesting. In 2000, a small but significant error happened during the minting process, and that's where the $2 million story begins. The coin in question features a massive mistake in the minting process that makes it one of the most valuable error coins ever discovered. You won't find these just lying around in your pocket change. The error occurred because a batch of 2000 Washington quarters was struck with an incomplete die, meaning the coin's design wasn't fully imprinted on the surface. The result? A distinctive flaw that made certain coins incredibly rare, and to coin collectors, incredibly valuable. Now, if you're lucky enough to have one of these 2000 Washington quarters, you could be sitting on a small fortune. A few of these error coins have sold for over $2 million at auction. That's right, millions of dollars for a quarter. But how do you know if you've got one of these rare error coins? A weak design, the most noticeable feature is a faded or incomplete image of George Washington or the eagle. This happens when the coin isn't struck with enough force, or when the die is damaged at off-center striking. Some error coins will have their designs slightly misaligned, creating a distinctive look. Misplaced mint marks. While this isn't common for 2000 quarters, some error coins feature mint marks placed in the wrong spot. If you've come across a quarter with these features, congratulations. You might just have a rare coin worth more than you ever imagined. Now, this doesn't mean every 2000 Washington quarter will fetch millions. The value depends on the severity of the error, the condition of the coin, and whether collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. These rare error coins are sold at high-profile auctions, and collectors from all over the world are eager to get their hands on them. It's a mix of history, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt that makes these coins so valuable. Some of these quarters have gone for $2 million, and if yours is in prime condition, you could see a similar result. So, if you've been wondering how to spot valuable coins in your collection, this 2000p Washington quarter is a great example of how something as small as a minting mistake can result in a massive payout. But remember, error coins are extremely rare, and you'll need a keen eye to spot them. If you think you might have one of these error coins, it's always a good idea to get it appraised by a professional numismatist. They can help confirm whether you've got a potential gold mine or just a regular coin. But either way, it's an exciting part of coin collecting, and you never know when you might discover your own treasure. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on more amazing coin discoveries. And hey, if you've ever found a rare coin yourself, drop a comment below and share your story. We'd love to hear from you. We're talking about the 1999D Washington quarter that could be worth a jaw-dropping $9 million. Yes, you heard that right. $9 million. Now, before you run to your coin jar or that dusty old change tray you've been keeping in the kitchen, let's dive into how this coin became such a valuable rarity. You may have seen the 1999D Washington quarter in your pocket change, but there's one very special version that skyrocketed in value. In 1999, the U.S. Mint produced millions of quarters with a D mint mark, indicating they were struck in Denver. But most of these quarters are worth just face value, 25 cents. So what makes one of them worth $9 million? It all comes down to a rare misstrike. Most 1999D Washington quarters are standard. They have no special errors or flaws. But hidden among these regular coins, a small number were struck with a double die error, making them extremely valuable. This is the coin that collectors go crazy for. See the difference? The double die error happens when the die used to strike the coin becomes misaligned, creating a doubled appearance on certain details, like the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust. This mistake gives the coin its unique appearance, and it's what makes it so sought after. This is the holy grail of the 1999D quarters. If you happen to find one of these in your change, you could be holding a coin worth millions of dollars. In fact, the most famous 1999D double die error quarter recently sold for over $9 million at auction. Imagine that, finding a coin in your pocket worth more than a brand new car, or even a house. So, how can you tell if you have this rare, valuable quarter? First, take a good look at the obverse, the front, of your quarter. Check for any signs of doubling in the letters of Liberty and In God We Trust. The doubling is often very noticeable, especially around the edges of these letters. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can help you catch the details. Remember, this is an incredibly rare find, so if you come across one of these coins, you might want to get it professionally appraised and graded by a certified numismatist. Grading your coin is important because the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins with high-quality grades can reach staggering prices. And in the case of this 1999D double die, a perfect grade can make all the difference when it comes to its worth. Keep an eye out for the 1999D Washington quarter with the double die error. If you're lucky enough to find one, you could be holding on to a fortune worth millions. If you want more videos on rare coins and what to look for in your collection, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Don't forget to check out our other videos on rare and valuable coins. You never know what treasure is hiding in your change. We're diving deep into one of the most shocking discoveries in the world of numismatics. The 1995D Washington quarter that's worth a mind-blowing $5 million. Yes, you heard that right. Let's find out why. First, let's take a look at the 1995D Washington quarter. This coin was minted in Denver, and like most of the modern quarters we use today, it features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the front. On the reverse, you'll see a bald eagle, standing proudly. At first glance, the 1995 D quarter seems like any other quarter you may have in your pocket or in your coin jar. But one specific coin from this mintage is anything but ordinary. So what makes this coin so valuable? The 1995 D Washington quarter worth $5 million isn't just a regular quarter. It's an error coin. And not just any error. This coin was struck with a rare double die mistake. Double die errors occur when the die that strikes the coin shifts slightly during the minting process, resulting in a design that's doubled or offset. This could happen on a coin's date, letters, or even the portrait itself. In this case, the 1995 D Washington quarter features a double die that was nearly undetectable by the naked eye. But when magnified, you can clearly see the doubling of certain elements. Now, you're probably wondering, how much could a quarter like this be worth? Well, this particular error coin, when discovered, stunned the numismatic community. While most 1995 D quarters are worth just face value, 25 cents, the rare double die error version sold at auction for a whopping $5 million. That's right, $5 million. It's one of the most expensive quarters ever sold, making it a holy grail for collectors. So, how did this $5 million coin come to light? The coin was discovered by a sharp-eyed collector who noticed the unusual doubling on the coin's details. After being authenticated by professional numismatists, it made headlines, and the rest is history. Many collectors didn't believe it was possible for such a rare error to exist in such a common coin. But this find proved that even modern quarters can have incredible hidden value. Now, let's talk about how you can spot a potential $5 million quarter in your own collection. When searching for a 1995 D Washington quarter, here's what to look for. Check for any doubled numbers or letters, especially the 9 and 5 in 1995. Make sure it's a Denver Mint D. That's key. Look carefully at the details of George Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse. The doubling should be visible under magnification. Up footage of the double details and how to spot it with a magnifying tool. Remember, not all 1995 D quarters will be valuable, only those with a true double. D error. It takes a keen eye and patience. And there you have it. The 1995 D Washington quarter worth $5 million proves that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Who knows? Maybe you've got one of these rare error coins in your collection right now. Narrator, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more amazing coin stories and tips on finding valuable treasures. We dive into what makes this coin so incredibly valuable and how you could find one hiding in your pocket change. Before we get into the jaw-dropping value, let's talk a bit about the 1983 P Washington quarter. It was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it has a small P mark under the date. What makes this year special? The U.S. Mint produced 673.5 million quarters that year. That's a lot of coins, right? But here's the catch. Most of these coins were heavily circulated. 1983 quarters were rarely saved in uncirculated condition, meaning finding a pristine one today is incredibly rare. So what's the deal with this $3 million claim? It's all about the condition and grading. In 1983, the U.S. Mint didn't release mint sets, which usually help collectors preserve uncirculated coins. As a result, most 1983 quarters in circulation today show heavy wear. But if you find one in perfect MS68 or higher condition, it could fetch a mind-blowing price at auction. In 2023, a pristine 1983 P Washington quarter graded MS68 by PCGS sold for an astonishing $3 million. Why? Because it's practically flawless, which is incredibly rare for a coin from this year. Alright, let's talk about what you need to look for if you want to cash in on this treasure. Here are the key steps. Check the date and mint mark, make sure it's from 1983 and has the P mint mark. Inspect the condition, look for a coin with no scratches, dents, or discoloration. The better the condition, the higher the value. Get it professionally graded if you think your coin is in near-perfect condition. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll assign it a grade, which determines its value. Coins graded MS68 or higher are the ones breaking records. Before you get too excited, let me clear up a few misconceptions. Not every 1983p quarter is valuable. Most are heavily circulated and only worth their face value, 25 cents. Condition is everything. Even minor wear or scratches can drop the value significantly. So don't expect a coin from your pocket change to be worth millions without being nearly flawless. Here's how you can increase your chances of finding rare coins like the 1983p Washington quarter. You never know what treasures might be hiding there. Sometimes, rare coins are overlooked by sellers. These can be gold mines for valuable collectibles. So, there you have it. The 1983p Washington quarter is a true gem for collectors, and while finding one worth $3 million might feel like hitting the jackpot, it's definitely possible with some patience and a keen eye. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Who knows? Your next coin hunt might just change your life. We're diving deep into what makes this quarter so special, how to spot a valuable one, and whether yours could be the next million-dollar find. The 1981p Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, identified by the P mint mark on the obverse, right below the motto, "In God We Trust." This coin is part of the Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. 75% copper, 25% nickel, 5.67 grams of verse features George Washington. Reverse shows the iconic eagle. Over 601 million coins struck in 1981. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Why would a 1981p Washington quarter fetch such a staggering price? Let me break it down for you. One of the biggest factors that can skyrocket the value of a coin is rare mint errors or varieties. Coins with double dies, mistruck designs, or even off-center strikes are incredibly sought after by collectors. For the 1981p quarter, collectors have reported rare errors like off-center strikes and dramatic die cracks, but the holy grail would be a major variety, like a double die on the obverse or reverse. Another key factor is condition. Coins graded in pristine condition, such as MS-67, MS-68, or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC, are exceedingly rare. In fact, high-grade examples of the 1981p quarter have sold for thousands at auctions, and if you add a rare error to that, boom, you've got a potential million-dollar coin. So, how can you identify if your 1981p quarter is worth big bucks? Let's go step by step. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to inspect the coin. Look for doubling on letters, numbers, or Washington's profile. Check the edges for off-center strikes or unusual patterns. Is your coin shiny and free of scratches or wear? Coins in mint state condition are far more valuable. If you think your coin has potential, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can significantly increase its value. Here's where things get exciting. While number 1981p quarter has hit the $1 million mark yet, certain rare coins with unique errors or exceptional grades have reached incredible prices at auctions. Imagine owning a piece of history that turns out to be a treasure worth millions. It's not just a dream, it's happened before. So, could your 1981p Washington quarter be worth $1 million? It all depends on its condition, errors, and rarity. Go check your change jar, your drawers, or even your coin collection. You never know what hidden gem you might find. Make sure to like this video if you found it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing coin stories and tips. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare or valuable coin. We'd love to hear your story. We're diving into the fascinating story behind this elusive treasure, what makes it so valuable, and how you can spot one of these rare gems. Stick around. This might just change your life. In 1965, the U.S. Mint made a major change to the Washington quarter. Silver was removed from the coin's composition due to rising costs, and quarters were instead made from a copper-nickel blend. Millions of these copper-nickel quarters were produced, and they're the ones you'll typically find in your pocket today. But here's where the story gets interesting. During the transition period in 1965, a few quarters were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets, the same material used for quarters minted before 1965. These mistakes created one of the rarest and most valuable errors in U.S. coin history. So, what makes this coin worth up to $5 million? It all comes down to rarity, composition, and demand. Only a handful of these silver 1965 quarters are known to exist, making them incredibly rare. These coins are considered errors, and error coins are highly sought after by collectors. The most famous example of this error was discovered in 2014 when a 1965 Washington quarter struck on a silver planchet sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $7,050,000. Check the weight. A standard copper-nickel 1965 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but a silver quarter weighs 6.25 grams. Use a precise scale to check. Inspect the edge. A copper-nickel quarter has a distinct copper stripe along the edge. A silver quarter will appear solid silver without that stripe. Listen to the sound. Silver coins produce a high-pitched ringing sound when tapped, while copper-nickel coins sound dull. If you find a 1965 quarter that matches these traits, you could have a fortune in your hands. Now you might be wondering, where can I find one of these coins? The answer is simple. Anywhere. Search through your old change jars, check coin rolls from the bank, and don't overlook coins you come across at flea markets or yard sales. You never know where one might turn up. Remember, patience is key. Coin hunting takes time, but the reward could be life-changing. Imagine being the one to discover a $5 million treasure hiding in plain sight. So, grab a magnifying glass, start searching, and who knows? You could be the next lucky collector to strike it rich. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos on rare and valuable coins. Drop a comment below if you think you've spotted a 1965 silver quarter, and let's help each other on this exciting journey.